Welcome everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can make $1 million every minute just by 3D printing. As you can see guys, 3D printing is a very lucrative business. Right behind me I'm in my garage and this is my brand new Lamborghini. Not only do I have a Lamborghini, but let's go to my bedroom real quick. I want to show you something. So this is my bedroom, as you can see. So as you can see, 3D printing has a lot of potential for being fun and making you money. Now, in all honesty, I've been doing this for 5 years, and at this point I make around $2,000 a month across Etsy, eBay, and soon to be Amazon, just selling 3D printed products. And it's very simple to get started. I started, and you guys can start too, with zero experience. It's very easy just to go on YouTube and search up videos on how to do things, like using designing software to design things, or just using the 3D printers. And I'm here to tell you how you can achieve that too. As you can see, I'm in my little sweatshop down here. I have most of my 3D printers running right now, slaving away for me all day long. And when I say sweatshop, I literally mean sweatshop. It is like 100 degrees in this room, just because of all the 3D printers. And I have this little fan running, but it's not doing much. So it does get very hot, and if you're constantly running these things, it's gonna get hot. Anyways, I'm gonna be showing you how these printers actually work. Okay, so this here is one of my 3D printers, and right now it's printing, it's laying filament down, and how that works is you get these things of filament, and put the filament in, you feed it through this mechanism, which locks into place, and it pushes the plastic through this tube all the way down into the nozzle here, and that nozzle is heated, it's very hot, and it melts the plastic into a little fine string, and then it extrudes it out, and it goes back and forth for like hours and hours. It takes an extremely long time sometimes, and eventually you'll have a printed product, and that's the basics of how it works. Okay, so now that you know what a 3D printer is, you probably want to get started, and 3D printing is very fun. You can either learn how to design basic things on your own through things like Fusion 360, which I'll go into depth on a little bit later. You can pay people to design things for you, or you can go on this site called Thingiverse, which has thousands of free prints for you to download and then print on your printer for free. Cool example I made the other day is this little bender from Futurama. Something like this would probably cost like $20-$30 in the store. I printed this for a few cents maybe, nothing too crazy, and that's where you can make a profit. You design cool things like this that people want and need, and then you sell it online. So now that I've convinced you to buy a 3D printer, which one should you buy? And that's very simple. Everyone agrees that you should start out with the Ender 3. It's a very reliable, good printer that you can put together on your own. There are tons of videos on YouTube telling you how to set it up, and it isn't too hard. It may be intimidating, but once you get through it, it's a super easy setup, and it's only $180 on Amazon, so I definitely recommend buying an Ender 3, and if you don't like it or something's wrong with it, you can always return it with Amazon, so that's another plus. And as far as filament, just go buy any color you want on Amazon, 1.75mm filament, any type, it'll work good on the Ender 3. And in the future, I'd recommend going through Matter Hackers. They have amazing filament at amazing prices in bulk if you plan on doing a lot of printing. But anyways, just buy an Ender 3. So once you actually have an Ender 3 and you figure out how to use it, you've become very proficient with it and gotten everything down. It may take years to master, but just as long as you have a decent understanding of how to work it and produce decent prints, you can move on to the next step, which is actually designing your own products. So when you first get your printer, it's going to be very fun. Some products I suggest you sell would be something like the Shrek Bomb, a very lucrative product for those who indulge in marijuana. I highly suggest it. Or you can go with the 8-inch Punisher. Very impressive. So when it comes to designing your own products, you're going to want to get Fusion 360. It's used by most creators when you want to design, create, and 3D print things. I highly recommend it. You can go ahead, and if you're using it just for personal use to start, you can get a free trial. And there are tons of videos out there on how to use it, and it's very simple, and within a day or two you should be able to make simple designs. So download Fusion 360 on your PC and then look up tutorial videos on how to design things and like to get a basic understanding of how to use Fusion 360. And then in order to print what you have actually created in Fusion 360, you're going to need to download Cura. Cura is the slicer software that you use to actually slice your like models you make, and it just tells the printer what to do. So you're going to need that. You just plop your file in here, press slice, it'll all pop up over here, and then save it to an SD card, and then you take that to your 3D printer and you will be able to print whatever it is you have made. Last but not least, I recommend downloading Etsy. Etsy is a super simple, easy to use, almost no cost to you way to sell your products online. It's mainly focused around like homemade things, but 3D printing totally counts. So I recommend downloading Etsy, and then behind Etsy, definitely download eBay. eBay used for selling things, and it's been very successful for me when it comes to selling 3D printed things I've made. So Etsy, eBay, and Amazon is probably the #1 e-commerce site, but it's a lot more complicated and harder to sell if you're just starting, so I don't recommend doing Amazon until later on. But anyways, Etsy, eBay, and just go on the sites, search Amazon or eBay, Etsy, Seller Center, and sign up to be a seller. And then once you do that, you can list your items on there for low fees, and hopefully if you have a unique item that people are in need of that's 3D printed, it'll sell and you can turn around and make a good profit from this. So anyways, that's how you do it. It's my little guide of how to have a cool side hustle. If you enjoyed, definitely subscribe. This is my first video, but I'll be doing more hopefully about 3D printing and just like cool things in the future. So definitely subscribe, and if you do, I'll be giving away my Lamborghini to one lucky subscriber. So